Very good morning students. Today we will start the new chapter and the name of the chapter is light. So students, as you already aware about the term light, what is light? We are able to see anything around us just because of the light. So it means that light plays an important role in our life, like it produces the sensation of sight, and because of that it makes the things visible to us. Students, you know that we cannot see an object in the dark. So it means that eyes alone cannot see an object. So it means it only when light from the object enters our eyes, we can see object. Now students, the light may have been emitted by the object or may have been reflected by the object. So it means that the bodies which emit light is called luminous bodies, like for example sun, star, burning candle, then filament of an electric bulb. So these are the few example of luminous bodies, whereas the bodies which do not emit light are called non-luminous bodies. For example, table, chair, earth, moon. These are the few example of non-luminous bodies. Let's start with our first topic, that is the laws of reflection. So before starting the topic laws of reflection, you should know the few terminologies to understand the laws of reflection. So let's start with these terminologies. First, it is reflection. Student, what is the reflection? Reflection is returning of a ray of light to the same medium after hitting a surface. That is called the reflection. Then next term is an incident ray. What is an incident ray? Student, whenever a ray of light that falls on the mirror, or you can say that strike on the mirror, that is called the incident ray. Then reflected ray. Reflected ray, it is a ray of light that bounce back after striking the mirror, that is called the reflected ray. Then normal. So in normal, it is an imaginary line that drawn perpendicular on the surface of mirror at the point of incidence, that is called the normal. Then angle of incidence. So what is an angle of incidence? Angle formed between normal and the incident ray, that is called the angle of incidence, and generally it is denoted with the symbol I. Then angle of reflection. Angle of reflection, it is this angle is formed between the normal and the reflected ray. It is called the angle of reflection and it is denoted with the letter R. Now student, through this figure I will explain you about the incident ray, reflected ray, normal, angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Students, as I told you about incident ray. So student, this one is the mirror surface and this blue one is incident ray. What is an incident ray? It is a ray of light that falls on the mirror, that is called incident ray. Now you can see this red line, this is the reflected ray. What is reflected ray? It is a ray of light that bounce back after striking the mirror. Right? Now student, you can see the normal, this is which is in black line. Students, normal line, it is a perpendicular line which is drawn on the surface of mirror at the point of incidence. Now student, what is angle of incidence and what is angle of reflection? The angle which is formed between the incident ray and the normal. So this is the incident ray and this is normal. So between this there is an angle formed which is called angle of incidence, and this angle of incidence is denoted by the letter I, or you can say angle I. Now second is angle of reflection. What is angle of reflection? It is the angle formed between the reflected ray. Now student, you can see here, this is the reflected ray and this is the normal ray. So the angle which is forming between reflected ray and the normal, it is called the angle of reflection and it is denoted by the letter R, or you can say angle R. This is the angle of reflection. Now student, you are aware about the terms incident ray, normal, reflected ray. So let's start with the topic laws of reflection. So first law is the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are always equal to each other. It means that angle I always equals to angle R. Now student, the second one, the incident ray, the reflected ray and normal all lie in the same planes. So these two are called laws of reflection. Now student, through this ray diagram, I will explain you the formation of image by plane mirror. Now you can see here this ray diagram. where AB is the object and ED is the image. So student, from the ray which is starting from the point A, it is traveling toward a horizontal direction towards the point E. Now here the angle of incidence is 0, so it retraces its path. Similarly, the ray which is starting from the A and it is traveling toward the point C, so it follows the law of reflection. Now students, when these rays are produced backward, they appear to meet at point E and D. Now you can see here, they appear to be meet at point E and D. This is the point E and D. So this image is known as virtual image. Now students, what is virtual image? Virtual image, it is that image which appears to meet, right, at some point, but actually these points are not meeting, and these image cannot be obtained on the screen. Whereas there is a real image. What is the meaning of real image? Real image, the rays of light which actually meeting after reflection, that is called real image, and the real image can be obtained on the screen. Now student, the characteristic of the image which is formed by the plane mirror, like it is virtual, it is erect, and this of the same size as the object. Then the distance of the object from the plane mirror is the same as the distance of the image from the plane mirror. Now, what is lateral inversion? So when an image is formed, right, in a mirror, so the left side is appear toward the right hand side and the right hand side appear toward the left hand side. So this is called the lateral inversion, and it is one of the property of the plane mirror. Now student, next topic is regular and diffused reflection. So regular reflection means a reflection which is shown when a light falls on a smooth surface such as mirror or highly polished surface like shiny stainless steel. Students, in regular reflection, the light gets reflected in one particular direction. Now you can see here the incident ray and the reflected ray. So these rays get reflected in only a particular direction. Now student, diffused reflection. What is a diffused reflection, or you can say irregular reflection? When light rays falls on a rough reflecting surface, it gets reflected in different directions. So now you can see here the pink line and the green line. The pink line is the incident ray and the green light rays are reflected rays. So students, in irregular or a diffused reflection, the light gets reflected in different directions. Reflected light can be reflected again. So students, as you know, multiple reflections can be obtained by placing when two mirrors are placed to various angles with respect to each other. So student, what happened? The light gets reflected over and over again, and because of that it forms multiple image. So this phenomena is used in certain scenarios, such as it is used in periscope to see hidden objects, in a kaleidoscope to see beautiful patterns, in barber shop also to see the back of the head of a person getting a haircut. So the number of images seen, however, it depends upon the angle at which the two mirrors are placed. It means that it's totally depend upon the angles which is formed between the two mirrors which are placed. For example, if the angle between the mirror is 90 degree, so in that case 3 images are formed. And if the angle between the mirror is 0 degree, that is mirror being parallel to each other, so in that case infinite images are formed. Now student, we will talk about the periscope. What is periscope? Periscope is a device, or you can say it is an instrument that is used to look at objects that are not in the line of sight, right, of the observer. Or in other words, or in simple terms, we can say that it is used to see objects that are hidden. So students, periscope works on the phenomena of a multiple reflection of light. So inside the periscope there are two mirrors. You can see here the mirror 1 and the mirror 2. So students, these two mirrors are placed in such a way, like these two mirrors are inclined at an angle of 45 degree. So periscopes are generally used in submarines, tank, bunkers by the soldiers. Now student, next topic is a kaleidoscope. What is a kaleidoscope? Kaleidoscope is a device that works on the phenomena of multiple reflection. Student, in kaleidoscope there is a set of 3 mirrors which is inclined to each other at 60 degree. So student, if you want to make our kaleidoscope, so what material is required? We required like 3 rectangular pieces of mirror, then 1 cylindrical cardboard tube, then a small pieces of colored glass or bangles, pebble, beads is required, then 1 ground glass plate is required, and sellotape or any adhesive material is required to make a kaleidoscope. Now student, what we have to do, like we have to tape the 3 mirror strips to form a triangular tube. Then we have to close one of its end with one of the triangular glass or plastic pieces by using any adhesive material. Then roll a cardboard around the tube, so in such a way that the closed end of the triangular tube at one of the end of the cardboard tube. Then student, what we have to do, we have a few pieces of colored glass, broken bangles, pebbles or beads are placed on the glass cover. Then place the second triangular glass or plastic piece over it, and we have to fix it with the sellotape or with adhesive to the outer cardboard jacket. So now we have to cover the other end of cardboard jacket with a thick piece of paper. Then we have to make a peep hole at its center. So now student, our kaleidoscope is ready. So if we are looking through the kaleidoscope, so we will see beautiful colored pattern, and if we rotate the kaleidoscope, so what we will see, unlimited changing patterns can be seen through the kaleidoscope. So students, this is the kaleidoscope you can see here, and this is the pattern inside the kaleidoscope, and if we rotate the kaleidoscope, so we can see unlimited changing patterns inside the kaleidoscope. Thank you students, and have a good day.